Hey everybody, welcome to day 354 of Reseller Reflections, a day in the life of a full-time reseller supporting her family. It is Wednesday, May 28th, 2025, and we met our sales goal today. We met our sales goal yesterday. Just a little update. All right, so hopefully it shapes up to be a good week. We will see. Just happy with the progress. Molly had an exciting auction, which we shared with our community and our come list with us today, and that was a real banger. That was enough to put us over our sales goal for the day. So that was kind of cool, fun to watch. We don't do that often. We are going to be working on a consignment chats video released in the next couple weeks where we talk about auctions, when the appropriate time to use them is, how to use them to increase traffic to your stores, and all the good things. So if you have questions about auctions, stay tuned. I will let you know when that is released. Everything is shipped. I am reset to 0 and it feels good. Yeah, I'm making my way through some giant piles of inventory I have here that are photographed and getting the listings done and feeling a little less overwhelmed. So yeah, it's good. I feel like I'm getting a better handle on things. I definitely got more serious about my time blocking so far this week, and specific times that I'm doing specific things and really being where my feet are and focusing at those times. It works. I know it works. Why I stopped doing it, who the heck knows? All right. But if there are videos, specific videos we do as consignment chats, tutorials on time blocking, specifically using Google Calendar. Molly's done one on the tools she uses. So if you want help there, we are absolutely here for you. And a lot of people do it in our Patreon group as well. If you want to pop over there and get a peek on something that works or may work for you if you're struggling a little bit with focus. Okay, so today I want to talk about You Ain't Gone Far Enough. Okay, so listening to this song, I love Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, and there's a song called Hey Mama. And of course, it's not enough for me to just listen to a song. No. I'm very into lyrics, and I love the way that the music interplays with the lyrics and the kind of vibe it gives. So of course, I'm like going into the lyrics, and I just fell in love with these lyrics. So it's a song, and they're talking about like you ain't gone far enough to say you've tried. And here's some of the lyrics are better start acting like this here's a race. You ain't gone far enough to say at least I've tried. You ain't worked hard enough to say, well, I've done mine. You ain't run far enough to say my legs have failed. You ain't gone far enough. You ain't worked hard enough. Okay. Yeah. Have we worked hard enough to say we've failed? Sometimes we just throw our hands up. My favorite reseller reflection ever is on failure. I'll link that up in the show notes because that's my favorite one that I've ever done. And obviously it's one of your favorites too, because it has some of the most views. You love the topic of failure, but it is one of my favorites. So, think about those things before you throw up your hands, before you say, I've failed. Have you, gone far enough? Have you tried hard enough? Have you, have your legs failed yet? Or are you still going? What are those things that you really should be, giving your all? And the first thing that actually came to my mind was last year. You guys followed me through last year, the fourth quarter of 2024, and I had what seemed like an impossible sales goal to meet. And I really put my head down and made changes and streamlined and cut a lot of things out of the business at that point during Q4 so that I could really concentrate and hit that sales goal. I did hit the sales goal. And, when I was at the beginning of Q4, it seemed an insurmountable task. It was one that I had never done before. It was painful to cut certain parts of the business out. I cut live selling out, which was some of my customers' favorite. There were some hard choices to make. But I didn't want to get to the end of the fourth quarter and feel like I hadn't tried everything I possibly could. And so that was an example of, I really felt like if I had run really hard, and if I hadn't met the goal at the end of, Q4, it would have been, a failure monetarily, right? I didn't reach my goal, but I don't think it would have been a failure because I knew I tried everything. So on all levels, it was a success. And it was one of those things where I put my all, put my heart and soul in, made sacrifices, made tough choices, and made that happen. But there are plenty of places in my life and business where I haven't gone far enough and I have thrown up my hands and said, that just doesn't work. And I want us all to think about those things that we're just ready to throw our hands up. Like, have you tried hard enough? Like, have you given it all you have before you say, oh gosh, this just didn't work. Oh gosh, this is a failure. I'm going to think of some very specific things that we really stay on each other in our community. Like, if we're going to try something new, you really have to try it for 3 months. If we want to test it, you have to try it for 3 months, right? One of the examples we use a lot when we coach people is live selling. Like, let's say we want to do whatnot sales and they're new to whatnot. Well, you can't run an experiment for 2 weeks because you don't have like, you really have to go all in. Let's say you want to try a new platform. You should give it at least 3 months before of all in. At least 3 months of all in before you make a decision as to whether or not that this has failed, whether or not this is for you, and put that time and consistency in. And you got to really work it. You have to do it, as hard as you can. Otherwise, you can't really say you failed, or you can't really say it doesn't work. Yeah. All right. So those are the kind of I'm trying to think, like, right now on the spot of some examples of, things that I've done. I've actually run this experiment twice where I cross-list it to all the platforms for at least 3 months to see what the results were, if it was worth my time, energy, and focus. And, you know, I've talked about this many times. The results were that it wasn't worth my time and energy. Now, does that change over time? And as things have changed in my business? Yes, it does. And now I do 3 different platforms. But it's because of changes I made in the business and that. So I might have to, like, rerun those experiments based on my current business model. Yeah. But I'll have to rerun them for 3 months and go all in and try it as hard as I can before I can say, all right, these are the results of it. Okay. So, you know what? Go listen to the song. It's called Hey Mama. I will link it up. It is an absolutely fantastic song. I love the lyrics. I love the song. It's great. And hopefully you have a wonderful night. And I will see you on day 355 of Reseller Reflections. Night, night.